everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I did this cute set on my sister. She completely picked out how she wanted this set. Just some cute glow smiley. She came in like knowing what she wanted, and I very much appreciate that. I love her so much. She's so, what's the word, she just knows what she wants. I love that. Right? So her nails, they look a little torn up, but they're so good. One, for her age, but also they're like 6 or 7 weeks old. I had some issues, some problems I was dealing with. I couldn't do an appointment one time for my sister and my mom. And then my sister it was her birthday, tell her late happy birthday. And so she didn't want to come on her birthday. Long story short, yeah, these are like 6 or 7 weeks old. So they lasted very well. Some of the stickers, you seen just some pieces of them came up just on some of them, but overall they were pretty good. And then those didn't come up till after, I know for sure, after 3 weeks. So I'm using the Mellow Yellow bit from Atwood Industries to remove her design. I went ahead and chose this bit because her enhancement isn't so thick, and the Mellow Yellow it's kind of what it says. I mean, it's an aggressive bit still, but it isn't as aggressive, I would say, as the Red Baron bit or the Mean Green. But again, it still obviously gets the job done. So, and it has some red gel polish that I cannot get off on it. So, excuse that, kind of looks crazy. I promise the bit is not rusted at all. My mom asked me, I'm like, yeah, no, I just can't I've soaked it in acetone. I have a whole batch of e-files. Bits, not e-files. I don't have a batch of e-files. I have a batch of bits. Should just replace it. But they're still functionally just fine. They're clean. They just don't look cute. And that's really that. So I'm just filing these butterflies out. Then she had a nude polish underneath that. And she has an air bubble in this nail. So I'll go ahead and file out the air bubble again. I guess I didn't show it, but I'm sure you guys seen it. So I want to let y'all know that I just filed that out. But that was her only nail. I honestly don't think any of her other nails had any lifting or anything of that sort. So again, she did really good. So if you want to know how I did this set, I did a video on it a few videos ago, so just scroll back a few videos and check that out. So I'm using the skiver bit from Atwood Industries, and I'm removing the dead skin that has grown on her nail plate, which we call the cuticle. And I'm just using that as flush to the natural nail as possible, as parallel to it as I can get. And I'm using it at a slower speed. I'm making sure that I don't dig into the nail at all, so we don't create any rings or anything like that. And I'm actually using it in place of like etching or buffing the nail. So because it's a diamond bit, it has that texture like a sanding band would have. So not only do I use it on the back portion of her nails to remove that cuticle, but I use it on the entirety of her natural nail just to etch it to remove shine. So it's a 2-for-1 kind of deal. So I cleansed her nails, dusted them off with alcohol. Then I wiped them off with acetone to dehydrate the nail. And I'm using a gel base. I am trying a product out, but this is where I would normally use the rubber base coat. You can see that's the nail that had the air pocket in it. So I buffed that area with a skiver bit, like I mentioned, to remove the shine. And then I just put some of the gel base in the area that was missing the product, so we can ensure that there is adhesion there when we build up the nail. So her nails don't need to be built up so much, again, because they're shorter, just a natural overlay. My mom has an overlay as well, but because they're longer, they need to have a bigger apex and built up a little more. Since hers are shorter, we don't need to do it as much. I took a little bit of the length down. You'd see when I use that Mellow Yellow. But we're just going to, she didn't want them cut down too much, but we just took a little bit of that off. So yeah. So you can see me just dancing that product around her nail, getting it where it needs to go. And I'm using the very, very tip of the brush to do that. You guys, I recommend gel so much. I believe it's a much easier product to master, to build an enhancement with, as opposed to acrylic. There's a complete element that you're taking out of the process, because a lot of the difficulty in acrylic can be finding that ratio of powder to liquid, picking up a bead. How much do I do? How do I do it where I don't get bubbles, and etc. With gel, you really don't have all that same pain, because you don't have to be a chemist before you even put it on the nail. You don't have to figure out any type of ratio that you can't literally measure. You just kind of have to get an eye for, a feel for. You don't have with gel. You pick up the product and you got to figure out how to apply the product. You don't have to figure out how to mix the product first and then apply it. So again, we're taking out one step of difficulty. Other than that, it is very simple, I believe. I mean, it does take time to learn, but I think it's incredibly easy to master. I really do. I think if you can give yourself like a good, like a solid week, and I wouldn't even say that, I'm just overshooting it. I think if you gave yourself like 2 whole days of just trying it out, I think you could really get it. Between this and polygel, I think they're very easy to use. So I 100% recommend you trying it out. So you see me applying a slip layer, which is we don't cure. It's a wet layer that we apply just like polish to the cuticle area and down. I take a bigger bead of product and I just apply it towards the cuticle area, but then I kind of dance it down. I kind of pull the bulk of the product where I feel it needs to go. And you see I'm using the very tip of this brush and I'm barely moving it. I'm not digging in deep or anything like that. It does look aggressive again because this is sped up, but I'm not digging it in. And this, depending on which gel you use, depends on how quickly it self-levels. This is a pretty good viscosity. I really like it. I do recommend, trying different brands out. YoungNails, I believe, you don't have to be licensed to purchase from. They have their Synergy gel, and they have like a trial kit the last I checked out. So I definitely recommend checking them out. I'm trying out a product right now. I'm sorry, don't kill me, but I'm trying out a product. But again, I do recommend them if you can't get your hands on Light Elegance, if you aren't licensed or anything like that. But there are some other great brands out there too. You see, I'm just pulling that product where I think it needs to go. If I think I need some more thickness on this side, I just take the tip of that and just drag a little bit of product over there. And again, you get it nice, like I'm polishing it very carefully around the cuticle of the nail, the cuticle area of the nail. Essentially polishing it. I'm not curing it right now. That's our slip layer. So I'm going to take a bigger bead. I'm going to pick that up and apply it towards the cuticle area of the nail. You can see I don't apply it right at there. I cut just a little bit of distance from it. And I'm moving it slowly. I'm pushing it up where I think it needs to go. And I'm moving it from left to right. And you can see I can push this product where I think it needs to go. Like I can dance more off the brush. You can see me swirling it around. Again, it looks faster because it's sped up. But you see I can swirl it around and kind of release more. It's kind of in a way, but it's kind of shaking it off the brush. And like, oh, let me shake some more off right here because this is where I want to build my apex, or this is where, whatever's happening. Or you can just drag it. You don't want to move too aggressively. You're going to have air bubbles. So again, that's why I keep on emphasizing that this is sped up, because you don't want to just shake it down the nail aggressively, but just move it side to side and walk it down. And also, if you have one that self-levels, I know I'm doing something else on the screen right now. I'm just filing with my safety bit from Atwood Industries, a smooth top bit. But again, depending on how it self-levels, you can like flip the hand like over and let gravity build you an apex. Like literally, it will pull towards whatever way. If you tilt your hand to the left, all the gel will run to the left. It will run to the right. And if you have one that's real viscous, it may not move as slow. If it's less viscous, it may, move super fast. So it just kind of depends. That's why you'll notice there's different viscosities, because people have their preference. I usually like a medium one that's not too runny, but also not too thick. That's where I like it. And that's where I recommend you start off. If, someone has like a medium viscosity, definitely recommend. But just see what works for you. If it's runny, you're going to find yourself wanting to chase it and having to run after it. So definitely I would go with, something thicker as opposed to thinner when you're starting out. see me on the screen right now, I'm using the crosscut bit from Atwood Industries. I'm using this in place of a buffer. I did some finish filing, got the shape together with that safety bit, and I'm using this just to further clean up the cuticle area. You can get nice and close around there. Make sure there's any harsh edges or anything like that. Make sure it's nice and flush. But then also I can go over the entirety of the nail as you see me doing now, and then essentially buff it, and that will ensure that our gel polish doesn't have any problem staying. I can't say that I've ever had a problem with gel polish lifting off of a client's enhancement. I've had a problem where somebody didn't cure their thumbs properly in the light, and that was an issue. But other than that, I don't really have that issue. So definitely I can attribute that to making sure the nail is just buff, that it has a texture so that the gel polish can have something to grab onto. So, and I just don't prefer hand buffers. I think they can be painful and uncomfortable because you want to get it nice and buffed around the cuticle area as well. So I have a black gel polish, again, something I'm testing and trying out. And I'm using this yellow, and I honestly pulled out 3 yellows, and I don't know which one this is. My sister picked it out, and I looked in real life. I'm like, man, I don't want to tell you which one. I kind of think it's Perfect Yellow from Madam Glam. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, I'm about 87% sure that it is. So, yeah, we're going to say it's Perfect Yellow from Madam Glam. But there is a link down below, and you can use code Tabytha when you're shopping with Madam Glam. If you want to check out their products, they have like a million colors. Not literally, but last I've known, like over 600 different colors. Cat-eye, platinum polishes, just nice sheer ones, color-changing ones, just the works. So definitely check them out. So I'm, of course, as you guys know, these nails glow. So I'm using the Wildflowers Glow, just pure pigment. I was originally just going to do the green one, but later on in the video, we decided to do different ones. So I applied a coat of the yellow, cured it, applied another coat, and I dusted this on here, like you seen. I poured it in while it was wet and then cured it. I later decided, this was just a test one to kind of see if it would even work how I wanted it to. I cured it, I dusted it off, and I applied a top coat. That's basically what we're doing. What I did decide is that I wanted to do 2 coats first, just because yellow, just overall, any brand I've tried, it can kind of be a tricky color to get right. And so far, Madam Glam has probably the best yellows I've tried out of any company. But overall, it's just kind of a more difficult color. Like, you know, our whites are, they can be kind of tricky as well. And a lot of pale colors. So just keep that in mind with yellow. It's a yellow thing. That some companies can just do it better overall, but again, still difficult. So I did 2 coats, cured it, and then put a 3rd coat on, left it wet, and poured on our glow powder, cured it in the light. So later on decided, I was like, oh, let's use the different glows. So we end up using the white one, the Afterglow, and I think the green one's called like Luminescence or something. I can't recall. And a piece of me wants to say it's called Alien Glow. I don't know. It's 2 very different things, but you'll see it on the Wildflowers website if you check them out. I just want to tell you, scientifically, however glow products work, your green, your like cyan type blue, and your white are probably going to be, not probably, they are going to be your brightest, most powerful glows. Your purple glow, your orange one, they're probably not going to be the most powerful or bright ones, especially very much the purple one. The orange one, the pink ones kind of can have a hard time. Yellow, if you have like a yellowy green one, it's really the green, like a green based ones, and the white ones, they really glow. So if your client doesn't care and you really want to give them a powerful glow, I'd say go for the green or the white, or like I said, the cyan type turquoisey one. It's probably the favorite one. Some people don't like green. It can be kind of obnoxious. There's green glow. It's the traditional glow you think of, and some people don't like that. So just my tip to you, if you're somebody, a nail technician doing nails, and you just want to give somebody a good experience, go for the turquoisey cyan looking one if they give you an option, or the white. The white's beautiful and it glows bright and it's just neutral. Now what you'll notice on here is that the white one will actually show up like an orange, and it's just because of the yellow being under it in a way, and just how the camera picked it up. It just made it look orange. So just when you see the reveal pictures, if you look back at them, there isn't any orange glow. It's just the white over the yellow mixed with the camera making it look orange. Well, we haven't talked about the elephant in the room. Oh, and I do want to add, after I put the glow powder, like I said, I dusted it off, then I top coated, put that in the light, so I had a smooth surface to draw my little smiley faces over. But yeah, the elephant in the room is that I can't draw smiley faces. So you see me struggling and you'll see me struggle. And she decided she wanted 2 different kind of smiley faces. She wanted different sizes on different parts of her nail. So these are my sister's decisions. These are her design decisions. So mind your business. And you see I worked real hard on that smiley face, then I hit it with my pinky, and that's why I cure my designs 1 step at a time right there, because I worked real hard on it and messed it up. So I tried to fix it, couldn't, end up getting mad, wiping it off, and doing it all over again. Yeah, that's what I did. So I have a very hard time, and really what it is I should have took the time to get out a smaller brush, because smaller brushes are easier to maneuver in circular or more organic type shapes opposed to geometric shapes. The striper brush is good for, again, straight lines, geometric things, triangles, squares, hexagons, octagons, things like that. But for a curved shape, that's not it. So you can see I got a little smarter. I did my little eyes first and then cured them and then tried my smiley face. And I just left this in here because this is literally me trying the smiley face over and over again. Oh, I'm not even playing. Like as many times, I mean, obviously I did this in real life. You see me draw it, wipe it off, draw it, wipe it off, draw it, wipe it off. I drawed it. Is that a word? No. Then I wiped it off. And I'm trying to do it different ways, different everything. And at this point, you think I would have just dug out a different brush. No, I was determined to make it as difficult as possible for myself. But I ended up swinging my whole hand around. I don't know if you can tell. Like I took my whole wrist and swung it from left to right in order to get that swoop. So that's my recommendation, but also try a smaller brush. So with this hand, we all decided that she wanted inversed yellow smiley face on the black nail, and we decided that that looked creepy a little bit. He kind of looks a little creepy, right? So I did the yellow. I just did it first just to make sure the yellow was bold. Just again, it's more a little more transparent, not super transparent, but you know what I'm saying. So I did my smiley face first, cured it, went over it again, and then while it was wet, I poured on the glow pigment. And after I pour on the glow pigment, of course, we cure it in the lamp. Kind of tap the excess off, as you see. Cure it in the lamp, and then once it's out of the lamp, I go ahead and dust the finger off with the brush, of course. And at that point, we are ready to top coat. Now I asked her, I didn't push it. I asked her if she wanted matte. She said no. I let it go. Then time went by and I asked her again if she wanted a matte top coat. She said no. And I said okay. And I respected her answer both times. And, you know, that's me trying to be a better person. Better nail tech. A better sister. I kind of overall think, oh, I would have, left up to me, I probably would have did a matte. Probably. But, you know, she came in, like I said, she came in the room with a vision. She was decisive and she knew what she wanted. And I love that for her. So I did what she wanted. And so these are her cute little nails, her cute little smiley face nails with her little creepy little black one. But in the glow, they all look cute. See, he looks happy. He don't look creepy. They just look cute. And again, she wanted 2 different smiley face. She wanted the one with the lines. I didn't speak to that. She wanted one with the lines for the eyes and some with the dots for the eyes. So we did that. And yeah, they came out cute. They glow so very brightly. So I definitely recommend the Wildflowers pigments. And anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. Be kind to your neighbor. Wear a mask. All right, you guys. Bye.